Hey, welcome back. This is Valerie with Mid-Atlantic Living, and today we're going to make homemade freezer yeast rolls. So I've got 2 cups of milk, and I've warmed this milk. Let's see, it is at let's see, it's going up. I've got it at about 100 degrees. So you can have it between 90 and 100. Actually, it can go up to 110, be no problem. In here, I've got 1/4 cup of sugar, and I'm going to pour it right into my milk. And I've got a whisk here. We're going to go ahead and mix that up real quick. So let's go ahead and get our 2 packages of, I've got instant yeast here. So we're going to go ahead and put in our instant yeast. There's 1. There's 2. Thump it, try to get it all out. Let's give it another little mix. And we're going to let this sit for about, it depends, 5 to 10 minutes. Let me get all this out of the way. Okay, so also I've got 2 eggs that I've already cracked. They're large. I've got 1/2 cup of butter here that I have melted in the, well, not melted, but loosened it up in the microwave. And I've got 6½ cups of flour with 2 teaspoons of salt. Alright, so we'll be back when this gets good and foamy. Okay, we're back, and it's been about 5 minutes, and you can see, you can tell the difference between the lighter colored milk and then the yeast at the top. It's active. Alright, so, alright, my bowl, I placed this mixing bowl under hot water upside down and let it run because it warmed the bowl up. You want to keep things warm. So let's go ahead and pour this into our bowl, and let's scrape out all this goodness. Don't leave anything behind on this. Okay. Alright. Now, next, we've got our 2 eggs. I'll put them right on in there. And we're going to wait on our butter. I'm using a dough hook. So let's just kind of mix this around for a second and get the egg mixed up in it. Now we're going to start adding our flour. Let me see. Uh-oh, I'm making a mess. We're not going to add all of it, but a bulk of it. Alright, now let's turn this on. And I've got it set on, that's a 2. I'm going to let this run a minute. Alright, let's add the rest of our flour. And let's go ahead and start adding some of our butter. I'll go ahead and get this, it kind of melted in there. So we're going to add the butter a little bit at a time. Go ahead and add that. Turn this back on. And we're going to start adding a little bit of our butter at a time. we get all the butter added, we're going to let it knead on the 2 setting for about 5 minutes. Now, you don't have to have a mixer. You can do this by hand, but it's just saves you a lot not having to do it by hand. All right, that's the last bit, and we're going to let this run for about 5 minutes. Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so when the 5 minutes are up, we'll be back and we'll continue where we left off. Okay, so I added a couple more tablespoons, 1 tablespoon at a time to my dough, because it still seemed kind of loose. It's still sticky, but not as sticky. All right, yeah. We're going to go ahead and get this pulled off of here. My hands are clean. Get it off of here. And I'm going to I am going to get rid of this. Let's get as much as we can off of here so it doesn't go down my drain. Alright, now I'm going to put this, alright, let me get my hands washed. I can't deal with this. Okay, I'm going to get my scraper. And I'm going to scrape the bowl out so that I can oil it. And I've got some avocado oil that I'm going to use because avocado oil is a neutral oil. It's kind of like canola oil and all. It's neutral. It doesn't have the taste to it. Okay, I've got my dough scraper, which I love. I think everyone should have a dough scraper because I use it for more than bread making. I use them a lot. Alright. Come on out of there. There we go. I'll try to get as much as I can out because I'm going to oil this and use this same bowl to let it rise in. It's a soft dough, it's not hard. Alright. Let's put our oil in here. Swish it around, flip it over, swish it around. There. Now, let me wash my hands one more time. Alright, so we're going to cover this with some cling wrap. And my oven, I've got my oven light on earlier. I cut it on for just a few minutes. Just take the chill off of it. Not hot. It's not hot in there. Alright. This is going to rise. Takes about an hour. So I've got the cling wrap on it. I'm going to cover it up and then I'm going to pop it in the oven and put it right next to my oven light. Alright, and after I finish this, we'll be back to look and see how well it rose. Hey, we're back and it's been 1 hour. Let's take a peek and see where it's at. Oh, it's risen. Alright, Put some gloves on. And let's take this off and we're going to punch it down. I've got 2 trays here. One is for the freezer. One is for a couple of the rolls that we're going to have tonight, because you can't cook them, you know, straight up like this. Alright, so we're going to punch this down. It's a beautiful dough. Now, I've got a little bit of avocado oil here. This just helps you working with it. So, we're going to pull some up. Let's take it and just kind of stretch it and roll it in on itself. We've got a cute little ball there. Pull another one up. Kind of knead it in your hand a little bit and get it to come under. Stretch it over. Roll it in that neat little ball. Put it on your pan. Okay, and it's going to be the same thing. I think I'm going to make them a little bit bigger for dinner tonight. So I'll pull it off a little bit more, stretching it under. Just roll it in a ball. Put that one there. That's a little bit bigger than those. So we'll do 2 for tonight. Stretch it a little bit. Pull it under. Whoops. There we go.
Make 3 because you gotta have one to.
Okay, well, we'll do 3 because we do need a testing one. So we're going to make them all the same size because you don't want them to cook at different rates. So this will be our 3rd one. And this is going to rise till double. I mean, it may take 30 minutes. Alright, now we'll continue with this. Down in there. Okay, so we're going to pull it off. Take it in your hands, kind of smush it down and fold it. Fold it. And you're tucking it underneath. I don't know if you can see that or not. Then I'm just taking it in my hand and rolling it a little bit, popping it on there. So here, I'll do another one. I'm taking it in my hands, smushing it down, wrapping it under, wrapping it under. And that's getting it a tight little ball there. Roll it in your hand. There you go. Okay, so I've got them all rolled up. I got about 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Yeah, I got 18 rolls. Now, you can make them smaller than this, and you'll get more rolls out of it. But I generally cook one for my husband and myself, so I make them a little bit bigger for us. I'm going to take this and sit this over and let it over on the stove and let it double in size. These I'm going to wrap with some saran wrap, and I'm going to pop them immediately into the freezer. You don't want them to rise at all. Now, to cook these, you're going to cook them on a 375-degree oven for 15 to 18 minutes. These need to thaw minimum 4 hours. If you're going to pull them straight, you know, from the freezer to cook, they need 4 hours to rise. They're good in the freezer for about 2 months. If you start going over the 2 months, they just don't seem to want to rise as well. They still taste good, but they just don't rise as well. So once they're frozen, I'll freeze them overnight. Then take them out, put them in a Ziploc bag, and put them in the freezer when you want it. Pull it out that morning, let it rise, bake them off, and if they get done before dinner, you can always pop them back in the oven. Another thing you can do is go ahead and cook them all now, put them in the freezer, and then when you want to cook them, I like to take them out the night before and then just warm them up. Put them in the microwave, wrap them in a towel, pop them in the microwave for about a minute or two, and they'll soften up and taste just like you took them out of the oven. But anyway, when these get done, like I said, it's a 375 degree oven for 15 to 18 minutes. So when these rise, we'll get the, let me go ahead and cut my oven on now. We'll come back and give it a taste and let you see how they look. Okay, we'll see you shortly. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, and as you can see, they've risen really well. They're pretty much touching one another now. Okay, so you don't want these to rise too much because you can over-rise it. So you just have to watch it. This took 20 minutes. Now what I've got here is an egg wash. It's some egg. It's 1 egg with a teaspoon of milk. And I'm going to brush this on my rolls, and what this is going to do is going to give our rolls, it's going to help them to brown and give them a really nice shine. Alright, so let's get this in. Whatever's left, I'm going to pop in the refrigerator, and tomorrow I think I'm going to make some lemon curd, so this will, it's not going to be wasted, it's going to be put to use. I'll just add it to my lemon curd. Okay, so we've got these brushed really nicely, and we're going to pop these in the oven. Remember, it's 375 for 15 to 18 minutes. So when these are done, we'll pull them out and we'll try one. Hey, all right, we're back. It's been 15 minutes. Let's take a peek. Oh yeah. I believe they are done. Now, you can see that they rose a little bit more in the oven as well. Whew, these are hot. I'm going to move one over real quick. And this is what I mean by, you can make them smaller than this, but for us, I'm going to cook. This will be for our dinner tonight. Okay, so it's cooled off. So we're going to cut this in two real quick. Look at that. Soft, 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 springy. Now, I'll add me some butter to it. And you can see how that egg wash really glazed it up. Soft and spongy. It's really good. Sorry about that. It's really good, and like I said, they're just so soft and spongy. And they're delicious. So give yourself a try this and see how you like it. Like I said, if you're freezing them, when you pull out what you want and let it warm up and rise for at least 4 hours minimum. Don't overproof them. 375 for 15 to 18 minutes. Put the egg wash on them because it just makes them really shiny, and you can bake them in a baking dish. It really doesn't matter. The closer they are, they'll puff up a little bit more, but you want to leave just a little bit of room in between them, but not much. But anyway, I hope you try this. They're really good. It's convenient. I mean, It doesn't take that long to make them. And they're really, really good. Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. We really do appreciate it, as always. And have a wonderful day. Come back to see us. And thank you very much.